The moment I stopped digging, my soil came back to life. Not slowly, not after years, almost immediately. What shocked me most was that the solution wasn't expensive, technical, or complicated. It was cardboard, the same material most gardeners throw away without a second thought. Once I understood what cardboard does beneath the surface, I realized digging had been working against nature the entire time. This is the method that permanently changed how I garden, and once you understand the biology behind it, you'll never reach for a shovel again. This guide is designed specifically for nature's blueprint gardeners who want living soil, higher yields, and less work without gimmicks. Now, why does digging silently destroy soil? Well, even though digging feels productive, it actually breaks the very systems that plants rely on, often without us even realizing it. You see, every time soil is turned, fungal networks are shredded, moisture escapes, and worm tunnels collapse. Beneficial microbes that took months to establish are suddenly exposed to air and sunlight, and sadly, they can die within minutes. Plants may grow at first, sure, but over time the soil becomes weaker with each season. This forces gardeners to compensate with more compost, fertilizer, and honestly, constant labor just to keep things going. You know, healthy soil forms in layers. Digging, well, it resets those layers every single time. So, what the cardboard technique actually replaces is, quite interesting. The cardboard method replaces digging by imitating how soil builds itself in nature. Forest floors, they don't get tilled, do they? Instead, they are layered. Leaves fall, shade the ground, hold moisture, and, well, feed microbes from the top down. Cardboard functions as an artificial leaf layer, sort of jump-starting that same process in gardens, raised beds, and even containers. Instead of forcing soil to change, cardboard creates conditions where soil biology, does the work for you. Now, here's something interesting. Cardboard has this remarkable ability to switch soil biology back on. You see, cardboard is, in essence, pure carbon. When you place cardboard on soil and keep it moist, it really turns into a feeding ground for fungi and bacteria. These microbes, well, they multiply quite rapidly and soon attract earthworms, which are always on the lookout for moisture and microbial activity. Worms pull organic matter downward, aerate the soil, and deposit castings exactly where plant roots need them. Within weeks, compacted soil softens without a single shovel stroke. The correct way to apply the cardboard method: use plain brown cardboard only. First, you'll want to remove any tape, stickers, and those glossy coatings from your cardboard. It's a simple step, but quite important, actually. Next, lay the cardboard directly on the soil surface, making sure to overlap the edges. This helps block out all light, which is really key for what we're trying to achieve. Now, water the cardboard thoroughly until it's fully saturated. Remember, dry cardboard repels life, but wet cardboard, well, it invites it in. Now you'll want to cover the cardboard with about 5 to 8 centimeters of organic mulch, like straw, leaves, or maybe even wood chips. This layer, well, it protects moisture and helps to moderate the temperature. Once it's all covered, just leave it alone. You know, this is actually where most gardeners end up failing. The real power comes from simply not disturbing it. You know, the moisture rule really does make or break success in the garden. Soil life, well, it truly depends on consistent moisture. Cardboard, believe it or not, reduces evaporation dramatically. This allows microbes and worms to remain active even during those dry periods. Research consistently shows that mulched, covered soils retain moisture far longer than bare or tilled ground. It's quite remarkable, really. If conditions become dry, water gently from above. Do not pull back layers to check progress. Just trust the process, really. Building humus without compost piles. As cardboard breaks down, fungi bind it with mineral particles, forming stable humus, you know. This happens in place, without turning, hauling, or waiting months for compost to finish. Worms distribute this material vertically, improving structure throughout the root zone. Over time, the soil becomes darker, crumbly, and biologically active. This is permanent improvement, not temporary feeding. Why weeds stop being a problem? Cardboard blocks light, preventing weed seeds from germinating. Existing weeds, well, they simply starve and die beneath it. Unlike landscape fabric, cardboard actually decomposes into the soil rather than creating a barrier. Weeds disappear without the need for chemicals or, constant pulling. Once the system is established, you'll notice that weeds really struggle to return because, well, healthy soil just naturally favours crops over those opportunistic plants. Now, you might be wondering why raised beds respond even faster. It's because raised beds, you see, tend to dry out quickly, and quite often they lack the necessary biology. Cardboard, interestingly enough, corrects both problems. Moisture stays trapped, and worms migrate upward from below or multiply rapidly if they're already present. Gardeners often see dramatic changes in raised beds within just one season. This method also, eliminates the need to constantly refill beds with compost. Containers and the no-dig mindset. The same principle applies to containers, really. Large pots, create these stable environments where the soil layers stay undisturbed. Using 5 to 10 gallon containers filled with rich organic soil allows crops like peppers to really thrive without any digging at all. Compost, worm castings, or even mushroom compost provide nutrients, while mulch helps to maintain moisture. Because the soil remains intact, root systems develop faster and, stress is reduced. This is no-dig gardening scaled down, really making it accessible for just about anyone. Supporting heavy crops naturally. Healthy soil reduces the need for constant feeding, which is quite remarkable. Still, heavy fruiting plants benefit from support and steady nutrition. Compost tea, made by steeping 1 shovel of finished compost in 10 litres of water for 12 hours, can be applied monthly. This feeds microbes rather than force-feeding plants. Plants grown in living soil require less intervention and produce more consistently. Why this method saves time every season. Digging is a repeated task. Cardboard is, a one-time setup that improves soil year after year. Each season, it builds on the last. Worm populations increase, organic matter accumulates, water needs decrease, yields rise. The garden becomes easier instead of harder. So the biggest mistakes to avoid, they're actually quite simple. Using glossy cardboard introduces toxins, which, is definitely not what you want in your garden. And letting cardboard dry out, that just slows biology right down. Digging underneath, honestly, it defeats the purpose of the whole method. And if you remove mulch, you end up exposing the system, which is something you really want to avoid. Cardboard works best when it stays covered, moist and undisturbed. That's really the key to success here. Patience is rewarded faster than effort here. Why I will never dig again. Digging treats soil like dirt. Cardboard treats soil like a living system. Once you see earthworms multiplying on their own, roots just penetrating effortlessly, and crops thriving with less work, there's really no reason to go back. Nature already knows how to build soil. Cardboard, honestly, simply gives it permission. If this changed how you think about digging and soil, why not subscribe to Nature's Blueprint for more biology-first gardening methods that actually work? Go ahead and share this with any gardener still, breaking their back with a shovel. The future of gardening is layered, living, and, effortless.